So before I get started on the game, it was brought to my attention after the game about our pregame introductions. I think that's something that's been going on all year. I don't really know. I don't watch our introductions. I'm not involved with them. I'm drawing up plays during that time. Regardless, it's not appropriate. It's been addressed, and I can assure you it definitely will not happen again the remainder of this year. So as far as the basketball stuff goes, look, we didn't have a great start. It was 2 games in a row. I don't think we played our best basketball. The beginning of the game, obviously we struggled. We didn't score for the first few minutes. We down 9 at the half, down 11. Thought we made some decent adjustments in the second half. I think Quinterly was able to get in the paint, create offense for us. He ends up with 7 assists. Thought he played really well. It's nice to have depth that you can go to different options. We've needed different guys step up different games. I thought he was a big one this game. And we've got to learn how to close games better too. I think they scored 20 points in the last 2.5 minutes or so. So you can give Arkansas a ton of credit. They're a talented team. Nick Smith's obviously really talented. They never quit on it. They got down. They hung in there. They gave themselves a chance there in the last 30 seconds. And, give our guys a lot of credit after being down 9 at the half, coming out, playing as hard as they did in the second half, getting a win. So we've got it down to 2 games left in the regular season. We'll have at least a 1-game lead after today over A&M, depending on what happens with them, Mississippi State. But it's, coming down that we can clinch at least a share of the regular season championship against Auburn on Wednesday. So that game Wednesday is going to be a big game for us.
Yeah, the fact you guys can shoot so poorly from 3 and still win against a good team, what does that do for you guys confidence-wise and for the players moving forward?
Yeah, we made 3 threes, 3 of 22. Obviously not very good. We had shooting issues last year. For the most part this year, we shot it much better. We got to get some guys get in the gym, make sure we're shooting the appropriate shots in games and all that. But I do, like you said, Nick, it gives us some confidence that because Arkansas is playing very well. They're playing their best basketball year. They got, outside of Brazil being out, they've got their full squad that they're going to have the rest of the year. They've won some big games. They came in here with Nick, with everybody, and they shot 50% from 3. Now they don't take as many, but they obviously shot it well. So for us to shoot as poorly as we did from 3, still figure out a way to get a win, I think tells you we're able to win in multiple ways. I mean, they're a tough team. We ended up out-rebounding them by 11. They ended up going a little smaller for a lot of that second half based on what we were able to do to them on our offensive end, which obviously helped the rebounding, but we don't have to just win one way. I mean, for everybody that thinks every time we shoot the ball poorly from 3, we lose, we just shot 13% from 3 and won the game against a really good team. So, yeah, I think it gives us some confidence. We can still win games and we're not making threes.
Nate, well, I recognize that you say you want to only take game questions. I'm hoping you'll indulge this at least. Have you reached out to Jamea Harris's family at all at any point? Because that has not really seemed to be clear at any point in the past month.
Yeah, I mean, listen, just to address it a little bit, I apologize for my previous comments this week. I mean, we understand the severity of it all, but I'm following administration's lead on everything here. So we're going to talk about the game only is what they'd like for me to talk about.
Building off of Nick's question about 3-point shooting, was Arkansas doing something that kind of disrupted the rhythm for you guys today, or is there anything that they did?
You know what? They got positional size everywhere. Okay, so they're bigger. They didn't help as much. Okay, they didn't have to collapse as much. They can kind of build out on shooters. They're a really good defensive team. They've got shot blocking at the rim, so they wanted to take away our threes, kind of like we want to do on defense, to be honest with you. Take away threes, push guys down to the shot blocking at the rim, and then our guy, I think what they end up with 6 block shots. I think they had 3 right out of the gate, though. We didn't do a good job early in the game, attacking their defense well. I didn't think we made good rim decisions. We were getting shots blocked. We were missing other shots at the rim. I thought when Quinterly came in, play a lot more in the second half. He's able a little quicker, got downhill, was able to get the ball up on the rim a little quicker, finished at the rim well, got some assists, found guys sprayed out. We didn't make a ton of threes, but he was able to make a little bit better rim decisions on that. So, they try to sag non-shooters. We tried to put more shooting on the floor to not allow them to just sag off multiple guys that we had on the floor.
When the team is just ice cold from 3-point range, do you still want to see 33s go up, or are you content to just go to the rim when it's that bad?
Listen, what did we shoot? 22 this game. We're going to try to get shooters on the floor, and if they're open, I'm never telling a shooter not to take open shots. Now, hopefully we can find some guys that, Dom was 1 for 1 today. Rolled with him a little more than we typically had. He's been making them in practice. Maybe I should have gone with him a little more. He got in foul trouble there in the second half a little bit. But you look at Rylan, Namari, those guys can make shots. Sears, they combined to go 0 for 9. Those are 3 pretty good shooters. Brandon, who's shooting over 40% of the year, went 1 for 6. I'm not going to tell those type of guys not to take open threes. We're just going to have to get to the old boards a little better. We ended up getting 15 second chance points. I'm going to have to get out and transition a little more. We're going to have to do some other stuff, but we're not going to tell guys not to take open shots.
Coach, to get Quinterly back to what we saw last year, even in San Diego, not before San Diego, going into the March Madness, how big is that for you guys going down the stretch to get Javon? I saw you made the change going into the second half.
Listen, Javon's been in big games. He was the SEC tournament MVP 2 years ago. He's proven he can play at a high level. We've been trying to get him to get his defense better. His offense has been getting better and better as the weeks go on in practice. I thought he was much more engaged on the defensive end this game. It's big because we need, I'm looking right now, we were 48 points per 100 possessions better with him on the floor than when he was off the floor tonight. So offensively, we were obviously a lot better with him on the floor tonight. A lot better. There's going to be teams that we play that it's going to be a bigger difference with him on the floor than otherwise. We just, defensively, he's got to get a little better for us. Even tonight, I think he's been trying hard. He gives up some size sometimes when we switch, and we've been switching a lot. But we don't win the game if he doesn't play the way he does in the second half. We don't have a chance. So we needed him tonight. We're going to need him moving forward. It's great to see him getting his swagger back. I think he looked good out there today.
In the first half, Coach, you scored 28 points. That was your lowest first half total since the Houston game. And then in the second half, 58 points, a 30-point increase. What did you see on the floor just from everybody? You talked a little bit about JQ, but what did you see from everybody that led to that much improvement in the second half?
Yeah, we were a little more aggressive. I thought we got out in transition a little bit better. Quinterly adds a whole nother dimension. He got in the lane. We went to some different spacing on offense to try to give us more space to drive. We tried to move Brandon around a little bit more. But, and part of it was at the end of the game, obviously scoring 58's a lot and a half. But at the end of the game, they scored 20 in the last 2.5 minutes, I believe. So there was a lot of scoring that went on in the last both sides, more for them in the last 2.5, 3 minutes than us. But, even I don't know how many we scored in the last 2.5 minutes, but we probably had about 50 up, those 18 minutes. So I thought offensively, we got much, much better in the second half, and our guys were more aggressive, to be honest with you. And we got to the free throw line a little bit too. We did a great job. Look at the free throws. We shoot 30, they shoot 29. We get 25 points at the line. They only get 20. That's the difference in the game. So, we had guys step up, make them. Sears goes 9 of 10. Brandon goes 7 of 7. Multiple guys, Dom Welch didn't miss one. JQ didn't miss any. We had, 4 guys go 100% the line, and we needed every last one of those today.
This is Brandon's most productive 2-game stretch of his season. Have you seen anything different in him? And also, how would you assess how he's handled this week?
Yeah, look, like I said after the South Carolina game, I think he's one of the most mentally, if not the most mentally tough kids I've ever coached in my life, and I've been coaching for a while. While he completely understands that the situation's tragic, and he takes it very seriously as he's been cooperating the whole time. He's also done a great job being able to focus on practices, games, and getting just this laser focus where he's dialed into what he's, where his feet are at. So you look at how he's played. He shot the ball well at South Carolina. He kind of had everything going. Tonight, he didn't shoot the ball well. He's 1 of 6 from 3 and still ends up with 24 points. So he's got adjustments to his game. He got downhill. I mean, he was coming into huddles. Hey, they're not going to help off me. Use me as a screener. All right, I'm going to screen you. He's talking to the guards. I'm going to screen because they're not helping off me. You can get downhill. I mean, we saw it numerous times. He sets the screen. Quinterly gets in the paint. Sears gets in the paint. So he's got a high IQ. He wants to help the team win. It's really an us thing, not a me thing with him. I think when really talented players are fully bought into doing whatever it takes for the team to win, sometimes you see, weeks like they've had. But he's got a special way about getting locked into where he's currently at, whether it's practice, games, and whatever, and focusing on that. And he's been able to do that this week.